Welcome back to FTB Infinity Expert Mode. I'm CZSurvivor, and today we're going to be working on setting up a new with a spawner and killer in the last millennium base that I have. And this spawner I've got is good, it was effective, it worked, but it's not quite the speed that I want. I want something with a bit more oomph behind it, and that's what we're going to be doing today. So I've just quickly grabbed that warded glass because I'm still going to need that. Very nice stuff. And next of all, we're going to want some factory manager blocks. So I've already made these in advance. We need 7 block gates, I can't remember how many inventory cables, and the factory manager itself, which isn't cheap. And we're going to also need this new item that I have, first time I ever used was to actually make this thing, and I've never used it for. It's from Thermal Expansion, and I actually cannot remember what it's called. I think it's It's these, the plates. So there's different variants of these plates. So plate, will it bring it up? Let's see if I can find them in this search thing. Is it just 1T or not 1T? Just a T or an E. There they are. So these plates. And we've got a few different ones. So we've got one that acts like a normal pressure plate, one that pushes the player, and another that teleports things on contact. Then we also have a charge plate, which is nice. A force kind of plate. And linked teleport plates. But we just want the translocation plate, which is crafted like so. We need the regular plate frame, which is made like so. Can I make that? Yes. And we need a bunch of ender pearls. 4 of them. Right. I'll be back once I've got all. Right. So before I forget, I just remembered, I also made the stabilized queen bees things, which produce a few nice little things. Oh, you produce flux selection. That'd be nice. But anyway, ignoring that, before I go off on a tangent, the destabilized bee produces redstone at a 50% chance by default, and also produces electric comb, which has a chance to produce destabilized drop, which gives us destabilized redstone straight off. So I'll be incorporating some funky way to make the system work. Yeah, I'll have to come up with something, I don't know, something. But anyway, right, so we're back, it's the next day, and a few things that have happened. First of all, I've added a induction smelter that will actually now produce as electrum and invar, which is very nice. And I've also just quickly set up a magma crucible that's designed to stockpile resident ender, and it's having this pumped into a fluid transposer, and this will do every recipe that is deliberately for liquid ender. Can I get actually a recipe look on that? Not quite. I've got an idea. If I do this, and then find the liquid one, could this show it all? I can't remember if this will do it. Uses. Yes, all these, the 4 fluid transposer recipes. So it would be just the tesseract, probably the tesseract. Actually, probably just the tesseract, to be honest. Yeah, probably would just actually be the tesseract, but we will need automatic tesseracts in the future. And in a few stone. 4. Slightly more efficient with end. Nah, doesn't matter. But yeah, just in the future if I decide to it. We now have that actual plate thing done now. So if we just type in plate, there we go. We are now ready to set this up. So I'm thinking we put it here. Nice little section here to do it, and we'll have it lined up with the side of here. So we'll have it as an offshoot to, actually no, an offshoot to this, which isn't finished. And we're going to use a few different blocks. So, 1 second. Oh yay, it's raining. So we've made a bit of progress, and I've gone with this for the platform design. So what we want to do is put a machine inventory manager here. We're going to want a block here, make sure I'm remembering this correct. Actually, no, we want to push this whole thing up by 1. Yeah. I'm going to push this whole system up by 1. We want the inventory manager here. Oops, don't fall into the void. And we want the translocation plate 1 forward. So the translocation plate, and then we want 7 block gates. So 1 here, 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 and here. Then we want to put inventory cables on the back so it's all connected up, like so. Now everything's connected up. Now, with this translocation plate, for now, it's not very precise in where we want to go. Now, to fix this, we need the, I think it's the multimeter. Is it meter from thermal expansion? That one. So we need, which coil is that? Where's the thing gone? There it is. We need a redstone conductancy coil and an electron gear. So redstone. Oh, right. We don't have a conductancy coil recipe. Oh, well, we'll just quickly grab one of them. And we need the gear. Electron. Oh, we don't have an electron gear recipe. Okay. So here's the multimeter. So we'll quickly grab that and we'll put you lot back in the inventory. So what you need to do is just simply right click on the translocation plate. I mean shift. Oops. Shift right click, and we can change the range with this button here for the distance, and this can change the direction. Now we want it to remain pointing in the same direction. Now what we want is 1 more block which I left behind. It is the I left it back over here. Where are you? We've got one of you. Yoink. Reinforced obsidian. And you know what? Whilst we're here, grab that piston. Always useful to have extra pistons in the base. Stick them into storage. It'll get used most certainly. Into the. So what we want to do is we want to teleport this guy onto here. Yeah, and I think this will be enough space. So we want 1, 2 up. Sorry about that. We want 2 up like so, and then we want a 3x3 hollow indestructible block. This can be any indestructible block, but I'm going with the boarded glass because I can see inside of it, and I think it looks nice. I said hollow. Thank you. Voila. And we break these out, and now we need to make this. So it's 1, 2, 3. I think we should set the distance at 2, and we'll just quickly test this by. Do we teleport into it? Yeah, we teleport perfectly. So now it's time to use the inventory manager to do a bit of programming. Here's the program. Nice simple little thing. So we've got a trigger here which starts it off. And I haven't hooked this up yet, but we can hook it up now. So first of all, we start off with a condition. So we are checking the item buffer, and we are checking that it requires all items, at least 4 soul sand, and at least 3 wither skulls. Then we check, then we pull from that inventory any items, and we specify on output we want, first of all, these 4 block gates, which are these 4, and we are saying items specific amount 1, and to make sure that it all goes to 1 at a time, I have done define multi-selection interaction, run command once per target. So each of them gets, right, you try doing a soul sand place, you try doing a soul sand place, you try, and then you try. Nice and simple. And the same thing is done down here with 1 with a skull, and on the top 3 multi-block sectors with the same multi-define up here. Now I just want to check something because I built this ever so slightly so in my test world, if it actually still functions properly, or am I going to have to change something. So what I want to do is if I put this in here and this in here, Yeah. Okay. Did I? Oh, I know why. I accidentally misclicked something. Let's try... Ooh, that was close. That mistake that you just saw there, those blocks got placed one too far. Whew, that's cutting it close. I just remembered something from the test world. We need a line of blocks here. And I thought, what better than heart glass? Never used it before, and I thought, why not? Also, I think it's a little joke on the pink wither. Yeah, we'll get into the pink wither in the future. Added by vanilla, reintroduced by modded. Yeah, I'll talk about that in the future when we get round to that. But yeah, these things for some reason place a block in front of them before they place here. So yeah, I could actually, you know what, move the translocator block 1 forward. But then it could run the risk of placing blocks here. I don't know. I just want to remove all risks of it going the wrong place. And why not heart glass? Why not do something stupid? It actually looks pretty nice. So let's give this a try. And in he goes. Wonderful. And he should just explode and do absolutely nothing, which will be wonderful. You know what? I might move the whole structure down by 1 so it's all level with the floor. And that thing's in the ground. So the next step is creating a killing mechanism for this guy. We will kill him quickly, and we'll tell the system that we can actually craft Never Stars. Also, we need a way to transport this around, and we need a way to produce skulls. So yeah. Right, so I've done a bit of setting up. I've moved the thing all up. Unfortunately, that heart glass can't go here. It gets destroyed by the explosions. It's a little too weak. I think this Futura block is a bit stronger. Now I've moved everything up, as you can see, and I've also warded these blocks. I thought about going with a straight Futura pattern, but I think having the reinforced obsidian here just it looks like a focal point, and it reassures where it's going to go, and these can't be destroyed to be safe. We've got a vacuum hopper here, filled up with items so it won't suck anything, pumping up the liquid into a reinforced portable tank, and I've just got an XP drain on there for now because I still need to dump XP in there from me. Eventually that thing will fill up, so it'll be worthless. Down here I have a transfer node with 3 pickups, 3 world interaction upgrades, and I've got a filter for these items because we don't want it picking up other stuff we toss around here that get annoying in case like I just toss them a pick. I don't want it picking up my pick. I don't want it interfering with what I'm doing, so yeah. Also, you've 2 things back to front. No, you're not. Are you? I'm not confused. No, you're not. Oh god, how did I get that confused? But yeah, this should be functioning. Now this thing can actually spawn 1 wither per second. Unfortunately, we're still missing one mildly vital part, otherwise known as the killing mechanism. So, what is the killing mechanism? Well, it's something we haven't used yet, and it is from Dragonic Evolution, and it's called the Grinder, is it? Yes, it's called Mob Grinder. Okay, so let's have a look at its recipe. It's not the nicest recipe on the world. Draconian block. We went through the pain of making them, but we have the stuff to make that. Mana dust. This is where things get interesting. Now, this mana infused ore, there only appears to be 2 ways. Getting it from Nether, which I have never seen, and laser trail. But from what I've been reading, there is another way. So, I'll get everything that I need for that, and we can give it a test and see if it's actually true. Okay, so what we need to do this is primal mana, and I'm going to automate it. Now, if we quickly look at primal mana, we will notice there is a few components such as molten ferrium, pokephenium, draconium, and liquid XP. Liquid XP, kind of got, I can sort that out. Draconium, well, you just melt down that draconium stuff. Now, pokephenium, I've come to an interesting point. Now, this blood adds a interesting problem. Now, if I just quickly look, it's 140. Yeah, that's going to add a problem as well. Oh. Actually. Is there going to be a way to do this easily? It's okay. I just need to make what I'm going to be doing larger. So what my plan is I'm going to make Pokefenium separately and Ferium separately as well, due to the recipes. Now the recipes that I'm going to do for this Pokefenium will produce 10 ingots at a time, and to do this it's going to be done by using these blood balls. So let me explain. So if we tell this to extract and this to insert, yes. So if we look at blood quickly, we have a problem. Now making this kind of blood here, there are two ways to make it: from bloodstain blocks, which gives us 100, or congealed blood. Now the problem with blood blocks is it's 100, which doesn't go into 16. It's not really going to work. You'd have to do like 160, which is not what we want. So what I'm doing is 8 bloodstain blocks gives us 5 congealed blood. So if we just come over here and type in blood and type this, we now have a way to make congealed blood. Then we can use this congealed blood in the crafting of the other things. So if we put this in here, we can now tell the system how to craft stuff. So if we look at the uses for blood, we've got the Pokefenium, which needs iron and cobalt. Fortunately, those numbers are nice and easy to work with. We just need to insert 5 iron, I think, to 1 blood ball. Would it work? 72. No, that wouldn't work, would it? Give me a second. But yeah, basically that's the plan. We're going to use blood to make Pokefenium and the molten Ferium like so, and this ain't going to be too hard either. Right, so here's the recipe. 5 cobalt, 5 iron and 9 congealed blood produces 10 Pokefenium ingots. Now I had this ingenious idea to use nuggets. Unfortunately, there is no Pokefenium nugget, which kind of really put a downer on my great plan. So yeah, but anywho, we can now put this recipe in here and the system now knows how to produce Pokefenium. Next step is the furry one. So I can't remember what exactly it was called. It is, oh, furry. Okay, so how do we make a furry? It's obsidian, blood and ardite. Okay, and it's not 16 blood this time, it's a different calculation. This one won't produce 10 because we use 9 congealed blood. Oh, this is complicated. I'll be back in a sec once I've done the math and figured out how to set this up. Right, so here's the recipe that I'm going for with Ferium. 10 obsidian, 10 ardite and 9 congealed blood produces 20 Ferium ingots, which is a lot, I have to say. But say if we want to automate it, this is the only way to go, and I'm guessing we'll use them eventually. Probably. I don't know. Right, so the next step is to make the I forgot its name and it's not gonna come to me at all. Please? Pure mana. No, primal mana. It came to me. So the recipe is 1 liquid XP. I've got a solution for that. I'll get a smart thing to do with buckets. Draconium, molten Pokefenium and molten Ferium. So 2 Draconium dust, 1 Pokefenium and 1 Furry, plus a bucket of liquid XP. Here's where the things get interesting. Right, so I have everything that we need to do, and I actually don't need that in there. So in here, we're going to have a pattern which will spit everything into here, so we'll treat it as if we've had it all spat in here. So, what's going on? Well, first of all, you're pointing the wrong way. Great, right. And also, where do you go? Right, so I have a system that works. Almost. Functionality and everything is all working. I just can't automate it because we need the primal mana. So, let's go over what this system is doing. So, from the ME interface, it will input Draconium, 2 Draconium, 1 Ferium, 1 Pokefenium, and 1 bucket of XP. Now, into here shall go Pokefenium, Ferium, and Draconium. It will also need the mithril dust, which will be put into here once I get it. We're still not at the phase, we're almost at the phase of making it. As you can see, we have primal mana. Now, also at this point, extracted out the bottom shall go a bucket of, where'd my filter go? Oh, it's up here, doesn't matter. Bucket of liquid XP into here, sat on right click. This will right click on the tank. The bucket will then be pulled out, as you can see here, and the tank will have its liquid pulled out, pushed up into a smelted drain, dropping it into here, which is wonderful. And I will quickly show you this in function. So, let's do a few of these actually. So, ingot, so we need 3 Ferium, 3 Pocufenium, and the other one, which I've just forgot, XP. There we go. So if we toss this all into here, like so, the system should function nicely, as it does. So we should have 3 buckets of liquid XP, and this lot is all smelting down, which is wonderful. I figured it out. So here we go, we have a couple of buckets of primal mana. I'm going to pour this all out into there. Next of all, I'm going to quickly get a bucket, and we can test whether this thing actually works. So apparently, you put next to silver primal mana. So we'll take a bucket. We'll also kidnap this because this will add a bit of complication. Now I've got a little bit of bad news. Oh, it works! Now the only problem with with mana infused ore is it creates fires and snow. But we can deal with that, and I'll create an automated system to produce mana infused ore. But back to this primal mana. Yes, there is a mild problem. 360. 360. And how do we make it? In 288 batches. Why? That adds a whole level of complication to this. But at least we can produce mana infused ore now. So what we're going to tell is the system that we can make mana dust by, we can sack mill it, yes. So we tell it that what mana infused ore produces 2. Does it have a byproduct that's useful? No. Oh, that's okay. Thought it might for the byproduct. Produces 2 mana infused ore, and then I've just got to work out the math, and we should be good to go. So mana, 2 of you, like so. I can also grab that mana, and I can also automate this. I'll use some block breakers and stuff to do that. So we tell it that this produces this, and into here, we need this, the casting table. We need to insert mana dust, which is wonderful. Right, so here is the recipe. 10 draconium, 4 primal mana infused metal, 5 furry ingots, 5 pocufenium, and 5 buckets of XP gives us 4 mana dust. And this is all perfectly managed by this system here, which is wonderful. So we've got the filtering of pulverized mana infused into here. So if I was to if we were to tell the system to produce it, there's the crafting, it knows how to do it, and if I click start, in a few seconds, well I say seconds, probably about a minute or 2, it'll be done. As if by magic, there it is, 8 mana infused, well, mana dust. So, unfortunately, we've run out of time for today's episode, as you may be noticing at the bottom. So, between this episode and next, what I am going to do is I am going to finish off the mob spawner by creating that mob killing device. I am going to raise all the smelteries, and I am going to add a tiny bit more crafting for some other stuff needed to make that mob grinder. So, Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed. If you did so, hit that like button. Got any comments, questions, drop them down in the comment section below. I'll answer if possible. New channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button to stay up to date. Get that right, stay well, and Survivor out. I wonder what I'm going to do for a thumbnail for this episode.